Look, I'm gonna be straight with you right now. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you're sitting in some office right now, or you're dreading Monday morning, or you're looking at your bank account, wondering how the hell you're supposed to build a life on what you're making. And I get it, because I used to think that was just how life works. You go to school, you get good grades, you land a good job, and somehow that's supposed to lead to freedom. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. But stick with me for the next few minutes, because I'm about to show you exactly why this system is designed to keep you stuck, and more importantly, what you need to do instead so you can break free. But why should you even listen to me? By the time I turned 22, I was consistently making thousands of dollars a day in profit online. Not revenue, profit. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it because I need you to understand that what I'm about to share with you isn't just a bunch of theory. This is exactly what worked for me and what's worked for hundreds of people I've personally coached who decided they weren't going to accept the default path that society just laid out for them. So if you're ready to actually hear the truth about how money works in the real world and how you can have more of it without working more, let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is what a real job actually means. And here's what nobody wants to tell you. Having a quote-unquote real job means you're trapped in a system that doesn't give a fuck about you. It only cares about your obedience. Let's paint the picture of what life looks like for most people. And let's be brutally honest here. I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. Most people work a job they hate, like genuinely despise. I saw this with my dad growing up. Most people wake up every morning with this sinking feeling in their stomach. They drag themselves to an office or a workplace where they're just counting down the hours until they can leave, until it's the weekend. And for all of that, for giving away the best hours of their day, the best years of their life, they're making somewhere between $2,000 to $4,000 a month. Now look, $4,000 a month is actually decent money if you're living outside English-speaking countries. I'm not here to trash anyone's income level. But here's the thing, even at $4,000 a month, you're still stuck in the same cycle. Funnily enough, some of the most broke people I ever spoke with were actually making more than $6,000 a month. Some of them were at or slightly below that $10,000 a month mark. Again, those were only people in the United States. And guess what? They didn't have any breathing room. They couldn't even save $200 at the end of the month because they were spending so much money on stupid shit. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. I'll never understand why average Joes love defending the system. You spend decades, literally decades of your life, studying bullshit in school you will never use. Then you get an overpriced degree that teaches you jack shit about how to actually make money or build wealth starting from zero. And that's for a reason. And all of that, all of those years, all of that debt, all that stress, it's so you can land a job where you're basically just told to shut the fuck up and listen to your boss and follow orders. That's what they really want from you. Obedience. Not innovation, not creativity, not your best ideas. They want you to show up, do what you're told, and not ask too many questions and just pay your taxes. That's it. That's what they want for you. And the crazy part is we've been conditioned to think this is just normal. This is what responsible adults do. But when you really step back and look at it, it's insane. You're trading the best years of your life, your energy, your time, your potential for a paycheck that keeps you just comfortable enough that you won't quit, but never comfortable enough that you can actually build real wealth and just enjoy your life before it's time to get back to where you came from. Well, that, my friend, is not a life. That's torture. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what about the good jobs? What about doctors, lawyers, engineers? And yeah, let me address that because this is important. Most jobs will never make you rich, period. Now, can some jobs pay you $400,000 to $1 million a year? Sure, but let's be real about what that actually requires. Those positions are extremely limited. We're talking about very specific roles in very complex fields, mostly in countries like the USA, where those opportunities even exist. And even then, not everyone has access to them. You often need to go to expensive schools. We're talking hundreds of thousands in debt. You need to know the right people, network in the right circles, have the right connections, have mommy and daddy spoon-feeding you. And even if you check all those boxes, you're competing with thousands of other people for a handful of positions. So yeah, if you want to spend a decade or two becoming a neurosurgeon, and you've got the money and the connections to make it happen, and you would genuinely enjoy that job, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you, that'd be awesome for you. But for most people watching this, it's not a realistic path. And even if it was, you're still trading time for money. And if you're only taking up one of those jobs to make more money, you'll be pretty miserable pretty quick. So what's the alternative? Start a business. But not just any type of business, an online business. And here's why this is so crucial. Online businesses have the highest profit margins of basically any business model out there. Think about it. With a traditional business, you've got rent, inventory, employees, insurance, all this overhead eating into your profit. With an online business, on the other hand, your overhead is minimal. You can run a 6-figure, even 7-figure business from your laptop in your apartment with no employees. And here's the real game changer with online businesses: scalability. An online business can scale extremely quickly to $100,000 a month or more. And I'm not talking about some hypothetical situation. I've seen people go from 0 to $100K a month in less than a year. Because when you're online, you're not limited by geography. You're not limited by physical constraints. You can reach millions of people, and if your offer is good and your marketing is tight, you can scale faster than any traditional business you could ever dream of. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Now, here's something critical that nobody talks about, and I need you to really hear this. When you decide to start your business, don't tell your friends and family, unless you can sense they're genuinely supportive and they've shown a good attitude towards entrepreneurs or rich people in general. Keep your mouth shut. Why? Because they'll be the first people to tell you to get a real job. I'm serious. I've had people like this in my family. The people closest to you, the people who supposedly care about you, they'll be the first ones trying to pull you back down to mediocrity. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because they're scared. They're scared of change. They're scared of risk. They're scared that if you succeed, it'll make them look bad for not trying. So they'll hit you with all the usual shit. That's too risky. You should be more realistic. What about benefits and job security? And if you listen to those broke people, guess what? You'll stay broke just like them. You don't take financial advice from people who are struggling financially. You don't take life advice from people who aren't living the life you want. You don't take weight loss advice from obese people. It's that simple. So when you're starting out, keep your head down. Stay focused and let your results do the talking. When you're making more in a month than they make in 6 months, they'll suddenly change their tune. But by then, you won't need their validation anyway. Now, not every online business is worth your time. And this is where a lot of people screw up. They jump into whatever trend is hot without thinking about the actual economics of it. Dropshipping? It's basically dead. The margins are garbage. You're competing with a million other people selling the same products, and you're at the mercy of suppliers and shipping times. One bad batch of products or one shipping delay and your whole business falls apart. Plus, you're in a constant race to the bottom on price. When it comes to affiliate marketing, unless you've already got a massive audience, you're making pennies on the dollar. You're selling traffic to someone else's offer, someone else's business, and you get a tiny commission. You do the hardest part of the job and you get jack shit. And the moment that company changes their affiliate terms or shuts down the program, your income disappears overnight. With print on demand, you'll encounter the same issues as with dropshipping. That is, terrible margins, massive competition, and you're building someone else's dream, not your own business. So what actually works? Selling high-ticket info products. And when I say high-ticket, I mean selling products or services between $1,000 to $10,000 per client. This is where the real money is. Think about it. Would you rather make 10 sales at $100 each or one sale at $1,000? Same revenue, but massively different effort. And when you're selling high ticket, you're working with clients who are serious, who are committed, who actually implement and get results. What kind of offers am I talking about? Helping people get careers in sales, teaching women how to date higher quality men, helping business owners to optimize their productivity and scale faster, coaching people on how building their own businesses, if you know how to do it, obviously. These are all examples of high ticket info products that solve real problems for people who are willing to invest in themselves. The beautiful thing about this model is that you're selling info, meaning you don't need inventory, you don't need a warehouse, You don't need to worry about shipping, everything's done remotely online. You package what you know or what you're willing to learn into a program, a course, or a coaching service, and you help people get transformational results. And because the value is so high, people are happy to pay premium prices. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Look, here's the bottom line. You can keep doing what you're doing, keep trading your time for money, keep building someone else's dream, and hope that maybe one day, eventually, you'll have enough money saved up to retire when you're 65 or too old to enjoy it. Or you can take control right now. Start building an online business and create the freedom and income that most people only dream about. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you won't have to work your ass off, especially in the beginning, but I am saying it's possible. It's proven, and it's the only path I know where a regular person with no special connections or advantages can build a real wealth in a relatively short time period. So the question is, are you ready to stop making excuses and start taking action? Because everything you need is already out there. The information is available, the opportunities are there, and the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your decision to go after it. So what's it gonna be? If you want me to personally help you to make more money and grow your business, click the link in the description below. With that said, I'll see you on the other side.